morning, everyone. It is Election Day, Tuesday, November 8th. I'm Tracy McCain here with Ed Matthews, Megan Malaris, and we will check in with our Christian Morgan on the Good Morning Show at 9 a.m.
All right, welcome. Yes, whether you are heading to the polls this morning, whether you already voted, it is going to be a beautiful day nonetheless. And we had a really good treat this morning as far as a lunar eclipse. It was gorgeous.
Lunar eclipse. It was nice. We had the clear sky, so that was absolutely fantastic. Great day ahead. We'll talk more about that in just a second. I want to get you through the tropics this morning. Bit stronger. Winds are at 50 miles per hour. It is moving off to the west now at about 8 miles per hour. Expected to strengthen and become just a pure tropical storm as it approaches the east coast of Florida, and then just before making landfall, we think it will become a Category 1 hurricane, move across the peninsula of Florida coming up on Thursday. They're telling me that my mic's not on, and I apologize for that. I have turned it off and turned it back on. Sometimes that will do the trick, okay? So we're watching the system. The remnant low is going to be moving up through the Carolinas as we go into Friday and Friday night. It'll be mainly a rain event. There will be some wind, but we don't think there's going to be any destructive wind. Now this morning it's absolutely gorgeous. It's going to be a great day to get out and vote. You can't blame it on the weather. We've got plenty of sunshine. A little cooler today though. After being into the low 80s with a record high of 82 yesterday, we're going to be about 20 degrees cooler today as temperatures will be into the lower 60s. And the breeze is going to make it feel a little chillier as high pressure builds through the Great Lakes into New England, kind of sets up a little pressure gradient or pressure difference between the cold to our south and the high pressure up over New England. So we're going to have at least some breeze right on through the rest of the week. And of course, then that remnant low will be tracking up the East Coast to bring some rain, and really beneficial rain to the Piedmont as we go into Friday and Friday night. Should be out just in time for the weekend. 63 today, only up around 60 tomorrow. Mid 60s on Thursday. The day Thursday will be dry. We'll bring a rain chance in overnight Thursday night. The bulk of the rain from this tropical system will be Friday and Friday night. We'll get the rain out early on Saturday, and that'll set the stage for a nice weekend. But boy, are we going to get cold by Sunday and Monday. Temperatures struggle to make it to near 50 both on Sunday and Monday. And Monday morning, we could have some upper 20 low temperatures. Pretty amazing.
All right, let's get you caught up with your Election Day reminders. Polls are already open. You have until 7:30 tonight, or as long as you're in line by then, to cast your ballot. This morning, we are asking you on our feed your preferred method of voting. Do you vote in person on Election Day? Do you vote in person early? Do you vote by mail? Go ahead and let us know in the feed below. We'll start the conversation at the table. Actually, we will get to our morning headlines first. So we will catch up with Denise McMiller. She stopped by the polls this morning as they opened up.
That's right. Again, this is the midterm election where voters are deciding on several key races. There's Board of Education races, sheriff's races, there are state legislature races as well. So let's check in with Denise to tell you what's on your ballot. Looks like that.
Well, first things first, you want to make sure you are registered to vote. The process on Election Day is not the same as early voting. There is no same-day registration. So if you are not registered to vote, you will not be able to cast your ballot today. If you are registered, you are good to go. You don't need any form of identification to cast your ballot, but you do want to make sure you go to the correct polling site. You can find that information by heading to your local Board of Elections website and typing in your address. From there, the search tool will show you where your polling location is. For those with mail-in ballots, there's one of two steps you can take to make sure your vote counts. Your ballot must be dropped off at your county's Board of Elections office today by 5 p.m. You can also mail it in. Ballots received after 5 p.m. on Election Day will only be counted if it's postmarked on or before Election Day and received by 5 p.m. on November 14th. Absentee ballots will not be accepted at polling sites. And if you plan to vote in person today, polls close at 7:30 this evening. And as long as you are in line by 7:30, you will be able to vote.
All right, here are a few more reminders for Election Day. Denise covered a few of them, but again, you have until 7:30 tonight to go cast a ballot. If you are in line, you will be allowed to vote.
Make sure you go to your assigned precinct today. Those early voting locations are no longer where you're supposed to go. Everyone has an assigned precinct based on their address. So you can check that out by going to the State Board of Elections website, typing in your address, and it'll tell you where to go. Don't forget, mail in your absentee ballots. They are due today.
Yeah, you have a couple of options here. You fill it out. You can either take it in person to your county board of elections, not to your precinct, or you can take it to the post office. As long as it is postmarked by 5 p.m., it will count as long as it's received in the mail by the time the certification happens, which is still a couple weeks away.
That's right. Okay, one more reminder here. Today, you have to be registered to vote in order to vote. You cannot register and vote on the same time. That period is now over. It ended Saturday. Already be registered to vote, go to the polls, and it should be a very easy, seamless process. You don't even need to show an ID.
Yeah, so if you need to hear any of these reminders again, or you want links to where to check your voter status or your precinct, text the word VOTE to 336-379-5775. We will text you back a link to our North Carolina election guide.
Don't forget our team coverage. It lasts all day long. We're going to be on top of all the important races. We'll make sure we update you on air on our streaming channel, WFMY Plus, and the News 2 app. We'll have some experts coming in as well.
We will have our full coverage tonight. Our team is assembled. They will be at the big campaign parties and at the polls. We will keep you up to speed. You can also, remember, find us on our WFMY Plus, our streaming app. All right, that number one more time, in case you need our voter guide, 336-379-5775.
All righty, one final look at the 7-day forecast. Get out and vote. Weather's going to be great today. A little breezy and cool on our way to about 62, down to 40 tonight and clear. Sun and clouds only near 60 tomorrow. We'll bring in some rain showers Thursday night through Friday night. That's associated with the remnant low of Nicole that's expected to move through the Carolinas during that time. We don't expect a wind issue. It'll be windy, but nothing destructive. We'll get some beneficial rain, maybe an inch or so of rain once it moves out Saturday. The rest of the weekend's looking good, but we turn noticeably colder by Sunday and Monday, staying in the upper 40s to near 50 both days. And Monday morning, we could have some very frosty upper 20s here in the Piedmont.
All right, and with regard to some of the questions we posed earlier, several of you said you have already voted in person, which is kind of in line with what we're hearing from State Board of Elections and some of our local county boards of elections, that there was record turnout during the early voting period. Typically, we see lower turnout in the midterms than, say, a presidential year, but really they were quite impressed by the number of people who showed up to make their voices heard already.
They think that people will, of course, head out to the polls today. If you are one of them, make sure that you are ready, have your election or your sample ballot ready to go, so you know everybody who's on your ballot. Maybe even do a little research before you go, and get that voting sticker. Let us and send it to us.
Proud of that. You know, you were talking about early voting. I always early vote. I love the convenience of being able to do that. But if you didn't have an opportunity to early vote, today is your day. You can't blame it on the weather. It's a beautiful day.
So you're like, I'm in the clear.
I'm in the clear.
and one more note here. I know it's one of the most commonly asked questions. We verified it on the Good Morning Show. Say you requested an absentee ballot and you received it in the mail. Can you change your mind and vote in person today? You can if you have not already submitted that mail-in ballot. If you want to go in person, go ahead and shred the other ballot. You cannot vote twice. Yeah.
All right. You Yeah, don't get caught doing that.
It's a crime.
It is a crime.
Yeah.
All right, thanks so much for joining us on After GMS. We're going to have much more, of course, breaking down the elections and what we expect to see in the races today on WFMY News 2's The New Good Morning Show at 9 a.m. And we'll see you right back here tomorrow.